you want to cover this story about PlayStation shutting down the studios.
Yeah, so what was it? Was this today? Was that the other day? Let me just confirm that. So it was it was yesterday, or as of the recording of this, or when this video goes out, Tuesday. Uh, Sony Interactive Entertainment sent out a letter from an internal email from Herman Holst to the company, to the public, and he said, "Dear team, today I want to share some important updates from Sony IE." And then he explained, went further on, and he said that due to some issues, or due to evaluating some stuff in their portfolio, they said, we have made the difficult decision regulating two of our studios, Neon Koei and Firewalk Studios. Expanding beyond PlayStation devices and crafting engaging online experiences alongside our single-player games are key focal areas for us as we evolve our revenue streams. We need to be strategic, though, in bringing our games to new platforms and recognize when our games fall short of meeting player expectations. While mobile remains a priority growth area for the studio business, we are in the very early stage of our mobile efforts. To achieve success in this area, we need to concentrate on titles that are in line with PlayStation Studios' pedigree and have the potential to reach more players globally. With this refocused approach, Neon Koei will close, and its mobile action game will not be moving forward. I want to express my gratitude to everyone at Neon Koei for their hard work and endless passion to innovate. Regarding Firewalk, as announced in early September, and going to this, certain aspects of Concord were exceptional, but others did not land with enough players, and as a result, we took the game offline. We've spent considerable time these past few months exploring other options. After much thought, we have determined the best path forward is to permanently sunset the game and close the studio. I want to thank all of Firewalk for their craftsmanship, creative spirit, and dedication. And that is pretty much everything else. There's some more stuff here, but that is the main point of this email, and that is the fact that Neon Koei is being shut down along with Firewalk, and Concord, even though there was some speculation, is not coming back in a shape or form, even as a free-to-play game. I have thoughts on this, but I will hear yours first.
All right, so as far as Neon Koei goes, we don't really know what they were working on. I'm very curious what it was. But Firewalk and Concord just going away completely, like not even coming back as a free-to-play. I'm pretty sure we called that. We just figured that it was just done and it wasn't coming back, and it's like, Sony apparently spent around $400 million making this game. There were some people who were trying to convince them that this was not going to be successful, but they were convinced it was going to be the next Star Wars. It was going to be their Star Wars and that it was going to be huge, and it was not at all. And now, we already had, obviously, the studio. We already had the game go offline 2 weeks after it came out. And the fact that it's not even coming back as free to play, like, that's pretty much what we said would happen, is that they weren't going to bring it back at all, that they were just going to take the loss, not take the risk. And I mean, the thing about this that is both sad and funny is that this game was actually somewhat different from all the other stuff they've been putting out. But like with so many other things, they just gave up on it super fast. And this has been a pattern for Sony for a while. I mean, the fact that they shut down Japan Studio some years ago, I don't even remember when that was. I want to say it was 2021. But it's like, what are you doing, Sony? Why do you feel the need to do this? I mean, yeah, Concord, like, I thought it looked okay, but it was not my kind of game. But it still was, I mean, especially the more as we saw, like, the terrible character designs Some of them were just absolutely horrendous, and just the fact that they were trying to do a paid hero shooter so many years later was a mistake. So many years after Overwatch, and not doing it free to play, not taking the wise route, which probably actually would have made it do significantly better, but they didn't want to take that risk. And now it's like, now it's just gone. It's not coming back at all. And I don't even know what else to say. I think that it's disappointing that Sony went this direction. Not that I wanted to play Concord, because I really didn't. But I don't know. This is just like, I'm just going to keep repeating myself. Go ahead. Your thoughts.
Yeah, definitely not surprised that Concord is done and gone for. I'm just kind of surprised that they shut down Firewalk. I was not completely expecting that, and I definitely was not expecting Yankoi. In fact, I never even heard of that company until this
Right.
message went out, and I was even looking up trying to figure out, oh, who are they? What do they do? And I was, oh, they were working on mobile games. Well, what did they work on? And I didn't really see anything, which really makes you, like you said, wonder what game were they working on, and why did they even
Maybe it
shut
was
it
a
down?
Concord mobile game.
Oh gosh. Oh man, that wow, yeah, that would be something. And also think on that, and on that, weren't they also trying to make a whole sort of expanded universe for Concord
Yep.
too? Yeah, and so now that's pretty much obliterated, even though there's I guess that cameo or whatnot in the Amazon video game series, that's sort of like an amalgamation of all different type of game franchises. So that's gonna be the last thing that is ever released with Concord in it. But yeah, I'm definitely not surprised that the game got permanently shut down. I feel kind of bad for Yankoi, because again, we don't know what they were working on, and to have the game suddenly pulled out of them and they're shut down, we don't know what they're working on, so I can't really say that it would have been good or if it would have been bad. I mean, I'm not necessarily gonna lose sleep over Firewalk, considering some of the statements that came from the team. Anyone who hated on Concord, bunch of talentless freaks, saying that eventually, with the way gamers aren't buying some of their games, eventually there will be no more games to play. Well, we're kind of down one now, I'd say. So I'm not too upset on that aspect, but I do agree with you. The one sort of downside to this is the fact that Sony actually did try something different, and they abandoned that, which I mean, for all intents and purposes, even though there's the running gag about Sony only doing third-person, over-the-shoulder action adventure games with stealth elements, this is the one time they sort of broke out of that mold. Now, granted, earlier this year they broke out of that mold with Helldivers 2, and that though was successful. Granted, they had a lot to work on with the PSN requirements and how that, flooded a whole lot of backlash. But besides that, though, that was a huge success. So, hopefully they'll definitely learn from this in a whole lot of aspects and use it to improve their products moving forward. And I mean, I don't know what type of mobile game they're working on, but I mean, I wouldn't get it anyway because I'm not a mobile gamer, but there definitely is a market for it. I mean, considering the fact that mobile is the largest gaming market, and I mean, I feel like part of it's because of some of the outlandish monetization practices going on out there that are manipulative, but it is still the largest gaming market, period, than even consoles and PC combined. So, I feel like maybe they might go back into it. Who knows? But yeah, that's pretty much everything I have on that.
I just had this image in my head of, with the developer who was calling all gamers talentless freaks who didn't like the game. Just thinking of the Joker thing. You get what you effing deserve. Gamers being Joker, and then that developer being the host of that show. Anyway. Yeah, that's about all I got to say on that. I don't really have any other thoughts. Obviously, I hope, for the developers that they are able to land on their feet, whether that's continuing to work for Sony under, different studios or some other capacity. Don't want anyone to lose their jobs, but also, well, apart from the person who called gamers talentless freaks, she can take her loss. She gets what she deserves. She got what she deserves. And, yeah, that's not the kind of person you want to have working for you anyway. Someone who's going to insult your customer base. It's like, that's not smart. It's like your main customer base and you insult them. That's a very stupid decision. So you got what you deserved. Not saying that anybody else in the company deserved that, because I think for the most part, they probably were not of the same opinion as that particular person. But that one person got what they deserved. So that's all I got to say about that.